Okay, so boom, that time Aryan Nation Red and Scully almost started a war between the G, the Crip, and the Aryan Nation. And if you don't know what the Aryan Nation is, they let me know you ain't never been affiliated. And if you ain't never been affiliated, I advise you to never to become affiliated. But listen to me, penitentiary rules is in effect. And just like black people be playing penitentiary games, listen to me, white folks be playing reindeer games in the penitentiary as well. Now, Red, I called him Firecracker because he was off the chain. He one of them dudes, he ain't going, you know what I'm saying? He cut up, you know what I'm saying? He gonna work out, you know what I'm saying? He do his thing, you know, when I say he do his thing, you know what I'm saying? He get high, but at the same time, a lot of them dudes who affiliated, you know what I'm saying, they get high and they work out because they know 9 times out of 10 they gonna be getting violations, and they want to keep their physique up to where it don't look like they jumped out. And they know the Aryan Nation numbers depending on where you from. But in Tennessee, I never been to a compound where the Aryan Nation just outnumbered everybody. And especially when you looking at when you go from pod to pod. In pod to pod, a lot of times you probably gonna see 5 or 6, you know what I'm saying, Aryan Nation. So they were strict on getting high. You getting caught getting high, especially, and getting in debt to somebody who black, listen to me, them folks was huge on that. And Aryan Nation, they didn't really need big numbers because the people that they did have on the team, when it's time to go, listen to me, you can have 14 G, you can have 17 Crip, you can have 20 Vice Lord. If you got 5 people who willing to go, they gonna beat them 17, them 20, of them 12. Anything. I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. And that's one thing people understood when it came to the Hispanic game and when it came to the white game in the penitentiary. If it's go time, they all gonna put that blade up in somebody, and the Aryan Nation was most definitely one of them. I called him Firecracker because I seen him get into it with a black dude at the domino table, and he stood his ground. The black dude, you know what I'm saying, dude talking crazy to him, Firecracker, Red talking crazy back, you know what I'm saying, and he got that hillbilly accent as well. And then doing that, the black dude probably felt like, you know, a lot of times it feels like it's hostility when it's whites and blacks because it automatically seems like it's gonna turn into something racial. And a lot of times, black people in the penitentiary, they gonna go ahead and press the issue because they waiting to see if the white person gonna fade them like it's a white and black issue. And you knowing if a race war pop off, you got the G's, the Vice Lords, and the Crips, and 9 times out of 10, the Hispanics that's gonna ride with you, so you outnumber anyway. So in a situation like this, a lot of times, white people who in game not even gonna be in these type of end up in these types of environments because they know this is the potential of what's gonna happen. So in this situation, as he keep talking crazy, so he was like, man, you wanna see me or something? You wanna see me or something, man? Man, you keep sitting here starting all this stuff, man, like I'm some kind of sucker or something. Man, I'm mad for anything, man. And one of the go-to lines most people went to in the penitentiary, I put my pants on one leg at a time just like you. You know, and if you want to get them on, we can get them. And at this point, this is where the backfire happens. A lot of black people start laughing, and the dude who he talking to gonna start laughing because you're underestimating him because he's a white dude, and you feel like in this situation you're outnumbered because my people is about to ride with me. But at that point, the white dude is dead serious. So at that point, it starts the instigation between him and Red, and the black folks is picking on the black man, putting pressure on him, just like we do in the neighborhood. Are you gonna let Firecracker Red talk to you like that? Man, he ain't talking about nothing. Man, boy, hey, when you say stuff like that, then it's, man, ain't no disrespect nobody or anything like that. I'm just saying, man, he ain't gonna just sit right here and keep talking to me like that, man. We can get to one. He's playing a domino. You got to at that point because you don't use the word boy. So at that point, you gotta go because you done been called a boy in the penitentiary. It's equivalent to be called the B word. So of course they get to don't get what Firecracker Red put them hands on them. And in that situation, get what they gonna say? It's over with. It's a done deal. Firecracker Red in this situation, he had a police officer. Now, the difference between having a white police officer that belongs to a white guy, the white folks feel way more privileged in how they move and how they treat people on the strength of them being white. The black dudes, of course, they being cool, acting like they got a little swag, but they not gonna do certain things, you know what I'm saying, that the white police officers will do. The white police officers, these folks get cocky and they feel like they can treat you out any kind of way. They already feel like that anyway because they got the badge. Now, another thing with the Air Nation, Big Bill and them, a lot of times this is the difference between, commercial break me please, white folks and black folks in general. The Air Nation, they ain't heavy on drugs, but they know they doing drugs, and you gonna keep that to yourself. If they come out, we'll deal with you when we deal with you. But one thing about the Air Nation or any other white gang in the penitentiary, they gonna take care of their own first. A lot of black folks that's in gangs, they get bombs. You don't know what the bomb is. They let me know you ain't never been to the penitentiary. You don't understand penitentiary lingo. If you don't understand penitentiary lingo, and let me know. And listen, don't ever go to the penitentiary. Them folks gonna take care of their own first. If them folks striking for phones, them folks striking for tobacco, they striking for weed, listen to me, they gonna make sure they own is situated. When I say they own, I'm talking about the people that's affiliated within the organization that they are part of, and the other white people that's within the community. And guess what? They gonna put the pressure on the white people who getting high in the community to come and spend money with them, not because they bullying them, but 9 times out of 10 is because we're in this together. We know you get high, you come and get that from us, and at the same time, we gonna protect you. They keeping it amongst themselves. Black people ain't doing that. They ain't doing it out here, and they ain't doing it in the penitentiary. First thing the black people want to do is go mess with an outsider. They ain't gonna mess with their family first. They're not gonna mess with their homeboys. They're not gonna mess with their clique first. They feel safer to deal with a stranger or somebody that, you know what I'm saying, that ain't close to them first. Air Nation on the other end, and white, listen, they'll take the risk with their own kind. They'll rather risk losing with their own kind than a stranger or something going wrong with a stranger. And then you'll deal with the consequence when you deal with them. That's one thing I noticed in the penitentiary when it came to the Air Nation. Now, it was a white dude named Scully. I've been trying to remember his name. I don't know if I'd have said it in a video before, but Scully was like the neutral, the middle guy for everybody when it came to blacks and whites. The Air Nation, of course, he was a prospect. They wanted him. You know what I'm saying? It was rumored at one point he was the Air Nation. I ain't sure. But it was a lot of all the black folks fool with Scully as well. He was one of them cool dudes. He smoked, he kept something, you know what I'm saying? He ate with us, you know what I'm saying? He had phones, whatever. But Air Nation used him a lot when they got stuff, you know what I'm saying, to go through him to serve. Because Air Nation, listen, you can go to them and get served, but 9 times out of 10, them if they got pounds of tobacco, them folks gonna hold that tobacco until they serve it to all they people. Them folks ain't looking at it like we got a whole bunch of brown, let's start. If they doing that, you're buying it from a white person. They're not saying we got pounds of brown. A lot of ours can't afford it. They gonna hold that brown. They not gonna give it to a black person who got a whole lot of money and let him distribute it to other people who now you done monopolized the tobacco in the penitentiary. Y'all got all the commissary. Y'all done bought all the knives. Y'all done, you know what I'm saying, came up and get the Air Nation. They not gonna do that. And if you are buying it, you're buying it from a white guy who's bringing it back to their community. Point blank, period. But they ain't gonna put you in a situation where you just running it. That just ain't gonna happen. Firecracker Red was dealing with Scully on that level. Now, in this situation with him having the police, let me tell you something about Tilly in the penitentiary. A lot of times having a police officer, me personally, if you heard the story about little KP, you know, I'm gonna say, you heard the story about the little Indian junk. I looked at that at a point in time, like I got the queen on the chessboard. Yeah, this is chess. This is not checker. And I'm gonna run this the way I wanted to run. Or if not, you're gonna get on up out of here. If you want to say something about it, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, King Kong ain't got nothing on me. That's how I felt about this situation. And clearly, he felt the same way. So when somebody tells something and it goes to the front office, what we call operation, you know somebody done told something because the gold badges are not gonna get on the radio because they know a lot of their officers fraternize. They know a lot of their officers be compromised, and they know if they say something, some of these officers will probably tip off what's going on. So the gold badge, who's supposed to have all this integrity, these folks are walked down from operation, and a lot of times we got inmates who watch it. They had inmates on the back window who watching for the police, and then gold bag, coming down, gold bag. You know what I'm saying? And people will move around, whatever. And that's how you know this call come from somewhere else. So the gold bag come in, gold badge on the rock, gold badge on the rock. If they go straight to a specific cell, somebody told something. Somebody called, somebody dropped a kite. You don't know what a kite is, they let me know you ain't been watching my videos. If you ain't been watching my videos, I advise you to go back and watch them all the way through so you know what a kite is. But look, check this out. They go straight to a brother cell. Now, the dude cell they going to, bruh got weed. Bruh keep weed. He don't believe in selling no hard drugs, he gonna keep him some green. And 9 times 10, get what? If you keep him green, guess what you dealing with on the town? You dealing with somebody who got green. And 9 times 10, get what? Your green is always the same. But keep in mind and keep that right here. Make a mental note of that. So when the gold badges come in, they gonna go to the cell. Boom. They gonna call the officer over. They ain't gonna tell the officer because he might be compromised, but they'll tell the officer to come over and do the search. So when he go over to bruh cell, he go in, do the search. Bruh got to step out. Of course, he looking in. He gets bruh. He takes weed from bruh, and he takes a phone from bruh. Now, in this situation, bruh ain't finna come out and announce because bruh trying to stay low. There's probably a few of us that know he keep weed. And the penitentiary might know, but it's just on how you move. You don't want to make it look like you panicking and something doesn't happen. And you might not want to report, because now everybody, man, I ain't need it. And now everybody in your business for the next time you get situated, they going to look at it like it might be coming from such and such. So you got to move a certain type of way. So this brother, when this happened, he take his weed, he take his phone. The officer takes the phone and the weed to Red, who I call Firecracker. He takes the weed and phone to Red. Red being Aaron Nation, he takes the phone to Big Billy, but he takes the weed to Scully. He tells Scully to hold on to the weed. Scully, not knowing what's going on, because at this time he lives across the hall. He don't know, man, hold on to his weed, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna bust it down, or whatever he choose, whatever he told him. He takes the phone to Big Billy and tells Big Billy, man, look, the officer I got in my pocket, man. Officer got in my pocket, man. Look, man, he brought me this phone, man. I ain't know, I know we don't want to be in the middle of nothing, man. I don't know if you want to take it back to the G's or whatever. And of course, you're using that as later on down the line, something could go wrong, and then I scratch your back, scratch mine. Of course, they using that. That's the penitentiary rules in the back. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, this chest, not chest. Billy Bob takes the phone and he takes it. G. Edgar Hoover, who had the compound at the time. So, hey, man, try to be in you guys' business, hey, man, the officer, he ends up bringing one of my guys' phone, man. I can't explain that, but, if you want to give him, boom, appreciate that. Boom, he give brother G. Edgar Hoover go to give bruh his phone back. Of course, if you gave me the phone back, I'm asking where is my weed at? So when he asked, bro, what about my green? Bruh say that's all Big Billy brought me. Of course, at that point, bruh finna go holler at Big Billy. And in this situation, it's gonna cause some AA. So G. Edgar Hoover, of course, he going. And if G. Edgar Hoover going, his security going. And if G. Edgar Hoover, his security is going in a certain direction with the brother that we know, the police done went in his cell, all the brothers is also watching where they going. And they going to talk to the Aaron Nation, which already finna look like an issue because everybody know that the officer that went in the cell 9 times out of 10, everybody know he messing with the Aaron Nation. So it looks suspicious anyway, but penitentiary rules is in effect. So when they go over there, Big Billy say, man, hey, he brought me the phone, my guy. He called Red over. Red say the officer didn't give him no weed. That what's up. So when they walk off, of course, the guy, man, what's up, G, everything straight? Cause when they walk out, bruh looking frustrated. Man, I know them folk got my weed. So now it's looking like Billy Bob, who over the Aaron Nation doing something. Now, when you a head, commercial break me, please. When you a head in the penitentiary, that's what you don't do. You don't play them types of games, and especially you don't be in cahoots with one of your foot soldiers that done something they ain't got no business doing. And that's the problem with the game, with the streets now. A lot of these people that's supposed to be OGs in the game and supposed to be leading and guiding the younger people in the right direction, they ain't holding them accountable and letting them, nah, man, we ain't finna do that, bro. You finna start a problem, you finna cause a war, you finna cause some heat over here. We not, see, and that's what people not doing. They in cahoots with the folks who ain't thinking. You're supposed to be the voice of reason. So if Billy Bob, if he would have went to Billy Bob and been like, look, I'm giving you the phone, but he'd have with Billy, man, you better go over and get that weed, boy. What's wrong with you, man? Finna cause no problem up in here about no weed, man. Come on, man, you got police officer already, man. Go where and get that weed, man. That's the way it's supposed. I ain't never, now I done seen a lot of fast stuff in Continue, but I ain't never seen like a real OG at any, no matter what compound I was at, that was just straight up with the flim flam. Never saw it. The time that around the time, if you heard the story about the brother, you know what I'm saying, the brother getting all counted and they crossing out and this and that, the dude who caused that, he wasn't even the number one, he was the number two. And the number one wasn't getting the right information, but I feel like he took the word of the number two, you know what I'm saying, because he pretty much had to, but he wasn't that type of dude. Had it been, it wouldn't even, I ain't never seen too many, but in this situation, so now he got Scully holding his weed, and 9 times 10, he got him holding it for a specific time so he can start back selling the weed. So now, the brother who done went over, he want to go holler at the police officer about the weed. You gave these folks my phone back, where is the weed at? So when he go and holler at the officer act like he don't even know what he talking about. Ain't got no phone, ain't got no weed. The officer know particular rules in effect. You can't confess that you gave them folks the phone back, because now we gonna know that you dirty when we already know that you dirty, but you not finna admit that you dirty. So you act like you didn't take nothing out of there. Hey, you just need to be lucky you didn't get a write-up, and you didn't, and you got your phone back at the end of the day. Don't come and ask me nothing. Now, of course, the guys, listen, of course, the guys are like, man, leave that alone, you know what I'm saying? It's a DI, you know what I'm saying? You got your phone back then. Because they trying to, they gonna make bruh feel like just leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? On the strength of, y'all don't really want to go there or approach the Air Nation on that level to really pop off what probably need to pop off about bruh weed, because 9 times 10, somebody done did something they ain't got no business doing. Just be lucky, man, bro. You got your phone back, bro. Dang, go on, do your thing, bro. You got around, just chill, bro. And then 9 times 10, had he been breaking bread with the guys like Air Nation break bread with Dad, and he would have said something how he felt, people would have been more inclined to do what it is he asked them to do, and that's just a part of it. People don't want you get what I'm trying to say. So at this point, when he goes to holler at the police officer, he makes the police officer. I'm guessing he kind of shook up and spooked the police officer. The police officer goes and holler at Red about the situation. Red and the police officer come up with and concoct a plan to go and tell Big Billy that a kite was sent, that somebody said that this police officer was working with the Air Nation. Perfect timing. This is chess. This is not checkers. So if they go and tell, if they make it like somebody told the administration that this officer is dealing with the police, that this officer is dealing with the Air Nation, it looked like it's the G's. So when they tell Big Billy, of course Big Billy is gonna go holler at the G's. He go and holler at G. Edgar Hoover. He looking at G. Edgar Hoover, looking at him and G. Edgar Hoover looking at each other. And he, hey man, all due respect, man, to you guys, but look, check this out, man. One of mine came and told me that somebody dropped a kite on police. Somebody dropped a kite and said that he's working for one of mine. I ain't saying that you got anything to do with that. I'm just saying I know how it looks. I know how it looks. The cell guy search, phone situation, the weed's missing, but listen. However you choose to deal with yours, you know what I'm saying? That's how you deal with yours. But listen, my guys, we just trying to let you, hey, G. Edgar Hoover, that was up, we'll deal with that. We ain't gonna go back and forth with you about that. You know what I'm saying? Of course, and then when G. Edgar Hoover addressed the situation, he believed it. He believed it come from Big Billy. Man, look, they trying to say, but that's just to make. So at that point is, man, just leave that alone. Don't be talking to the police, you know what I'm saying? The eye in the sky. You have to take it serious because for one, it's a security issue. For one, it becomes a security issue. Because now you could be putting the org at jeopardy if they're trying to say somebody dropped the kite on the police, and now the police, well, he talks to and he got the police in his pocket. It could get bigger than what it is. Just leave that alone, bro. Just chill. Man, I know they got my weed. That's what, bro, is on. The weed's gone, bro. At this point, you're gonna have to either wait, lay back, somebody start selling the weed, it is what it is. Because you know, ain't no secrets in the penitentiary. Now at this point, guess what? The officer 9 times out of 10, he feel like he done got over. He feel like he done beat the situation. Now, just like in the streets or in the penitentiary or anywhere, Even when you, listen, when you go in the beginning of the word, when Adam and Eve, when the Most High gave them folks some instructions, you got the good tree, you got the bad tree. Don't you eat over it from their garden right there. And them folks went over and ate their garden, and guess what it did? It exposed them. And see, just like in the streets, what happens is when you take an inch, a lot of people want to take a mile. But see, the Most High stepped in and already had let them folks know this is what's going to happen. And then before you know it, guess what? We end up in a continuous cycle doing stuff we ain't had no business doing. And that's normally what happens. That's why they touch their stove to see if it's hot. People will do things, and if they get away with them, they'll end up getting a little more riskier than they was at first. Just like my girl was asking me the other day about my situation. She asked me about regrets. She asked me, how do I think people feel about me being successful and this and that. And then she had asked me, where would I have been, or what do I think would have happened if I would have beat the case? I would have been 10 times worse than what I was had we just walked scot-free from the situation. I would not be who I am today. It's a lot of people who don't realize you're in this continuous cycle, maybe because you got away with something and you wasn't held accountable. Maybe because you said something and you didn't get the response, and somebody didn't check you the way that you need to be checked. And now you feel like you're somebody that you're not even that. And now you're overdoing it, and now you're overstepping your boundaries, and now you continue to press the limits, and then you're going to look up and you're in a situation and you become somebody that you never even expected that you would become. And now you're having to dig yourself out of this hole because you're in this continuous cycle. Now toxicity is involved. Now violence is involved. Now so many things just happen, just spiral behind you getting away with something that, and in this situation, after this police officer get away with that, he ends up going searching a crib. Same way that situation happened. But this was weeks later. They come from Operation Gold Badge. They come down to the unit. They go straight in Cuz' cell. Cuz ain't got no phone in there, but he had a charger in there, and he got some tobacco. It wasn't a whole lot of tobacco, but it was enough tobacco for you to get off and make, you know what I'm saying, maybe a couple of hundred and get you some commissary or something like that. But see, this is different between Crips and G's. Crips ain't got laws, policy, and guidelines. Crips really, you know what I'm saying, they do what they want to do when they want to do it. And 9 times out of 10, they just roguish. They rebellious. They just can move different than gangs can move completely different than an organization. And if you want to hear the rest of this story, you're gonna have to go get the membership.